Regina King for Cadillac Escalade.
Let's say you make it to the top. What's next? Relish in the glory of your accomplishments? Okay, sure, for a minute. But then you move forward. Take the 2021 Escalade. Cadillac's newest arrival is more than just a celebration of iconic luxury. It's the most technologically advanced Escalade ever. Because arriving is just the beginning.
The 2021 Cadillac Escalade. Never stop arriving.
The Cricket Badger Podcast IPL Daily, in association with Moonrise Cricket, Indian Premier League 2020 13th edition. Every day, every game, every spill, every thrill, every triumph, all the way to the IPL trophy.
Hello everybody, welcome along. It's another edition of the Cricket Badger IPL Daily Podcast, and what a tournament we are watching at the moment from the UAE. Before we get into today's action and then look ahead to tomorrow's game, thank you to our two advertisers. moonrisecricket.co.uk have been with us from the start of the IPL. Have a look at their website for some great coaching opportunities, a chance to talk to the star players, get their advice on your game, and even get them to record a strange little message for you. All kinds of opportunities on moonrisecricket.co.uk. And we welcome on board from today Bodyline TShirts.com. Have a look at their site as well. Some terrific cricket apparel on there with some funny and some sensible t-shirt ideas. If you quote Badger when you check out on bodylinetshirts.com, you'll get yourself a 10% off. So let's get into today's action. We've seen a terrific game, a terrific performance, to be honest, by Delhi Capitals today. They've beaten RCB by 59 runs in Dubai. And Clare, I think we have seen the winners playing today. I'm just not quite sure which one, because Delhi Capitals, fantastic all the way through so far. 4 wins from their 5 games. RCB, 3 wins from their 5 games. They can be brilliant. They can be quite ordinary. They were a bit ordinary today, it has to be said. But if they just hit their straps at the right time, they can still win this IPL. It's an interesting game today from that respect. It's 2 of the front runners.
Yeah, 2 of the front runners, but yeah, absolutely solid from Delhi and quite disappointing, I guess, from RCB. Yeah, the bowlers never really got into it, and then the batsmen, there's only Virat who made more than 20. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. I know Virat always likes to chase, but yeah, just not their day today.
He might like to chase, but I'm sure he didn't want to chase 197 to win, because Delhi did a really good job with the bat today. Stoinis is coming in at number 5 in their order. 53 not out from him from 26 balls, 6 fours, 2 sixes. He really propelled them to a score which I always thought at the halfway stage was probably a little bit too much for RCB to get, even despite their firepower.
Yeah, well, again, I'm suffering from this work through the first inning. So, I can have it on my screen at work and keep up to date with, the written scores. But without seeing the action, you don't get the same, effect. You don't see how powerful it was. But I saw Stoinis come in and absolutely smash it. And then, I guess I got home and thought, right, here we go. And then, a bit of a flop, really.
Abhishek, you're joining us as well. It's looking at the way Delhi play. Virat Kohli described them as fearless with the bat in his post-match interview today. But with the ball, they're equally as good, aren't they? They've got some good spinners. But when you've got Kahisa Rabada opening the bowling, then coming back at the death, he took 4 wickets for 24 today. He's the purple cap leader now in IPL 2020. They've got a real strong fast bowler there, Abhishek.
Absolutely. I believe Kahisa Rabada is one of the best IPL bowlers, not only in this season, but also in the last 2 to 3 seasons. Also, the Delhi firepower alongside the bat and the ball, both is really good. Today, they totally outplayed RCB. I also believe that somewhere Kohli missed the trick. He did not bowl out churls all over, all the 4 overs. Also, what happened is when the pacers were going for a lot of runs, and you could see that Washington Sundar went for only 20 runs. And Moeen Ali also took a over. He still went totally with the pace bowling. Kohli also missed a few tricks, but over and all, a very, very great performance from DC. And especially their South African bowlers, the pacers look really, really good. Kahisa Rabada, I believe, is becoming one of the best bowlers that we'll probably see, not only in this IPL, in the future IPL also probably. He's getting the consistency that is only being seen with Lasith Malinga for the Mumbai Indians.
Anrik Nortje as well, alongside Rabada, is fantastic for the Capitals. They've got everything covered, really, in terms of their bowling department, as we say. When it got to halfway stage, the same question I asked Clare, really. Did you think that 196 for 4 that Delhi had posted was enough? There was going to be more than enough to see off RCB?
Yeah, I believe it was around 2025, a bit too more. I believe that the surface that today was used, I believe that around 160 to 170 would have been a par target. And I always believed when that 196 was put on the board, RCB were already trailing at that moment. And combined with that, a very shaky start that Finch had. He had the 2 drop catches, still went out for only 14 runs. So I believe 196 was just a bit too much.
Claire, you look at RCB and they have got some serious talent, and they got Devdutt Padikkal, the youngster at the top of the order. He's got 350s in 5 innings in this tournament. Aaron Finch, we all know about him. Virat Kohli, we know about him as well. AB de Villiers, well, we might have heard of him too. And then obviously Moeen Ali coming in at number 5 today. So they're top 5 in the order, international quality. But they blow hot and cold, don't they? They're really frustrating as a side. They can be magnificent. They can also be, as I said at the start, very ordinary indeed.
Yeah, I think you said that from the beginning. Is you never know which RCB is going to turn up. Just totally outplayed today, and like both of you have said, I think with Rabada and Nortje opening up like that, I mean they're just fantastic. The figures are fantastic. The bowling was great. I mean, what can you say when you come up against something like that? Yeah, totally outplayed. Definitely the cold RCB turned up today.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing with RCB, though, is if they can keep themselves in contention, get themselves into the playoffs, they only need two good performances back-to-back and they can win the trophy. They've never been able to do it before. But I do think this RCB side's got a little bit more about it this time around. And Kohli, I know I've spoken to Anand about this on the podcast before, seems much more relaxed. He's got a smile on his face. He seems to be taking things in his stride a little bit more and not quite as emotional and heart on his sleeve. I quite like that about him.
Yeah, me too. And I think you said what I was thinking. In fact, I was screaming out the guys in the pod when you asked him last time, which is I think probably he's got a touch of fatherhood coming to him and it's softened him up a little bit. And of course, with age, he's lost that real fierce aggression. That said, maybe he could have done with a bit of that today. I don't know. It just didn't work out for him, did it?
Yeah, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? It's the nappy factor, isn't it? The fact he's got a baby coming along the way maybe just makes him think that cricket isn't the be-all and end-all of life. And let's face it, he's not short of a few quid, is he, Virat Kohli?
Well, he's not short of a few quid, but I'm sure that's not what he's playing for. You know, he does like to win, of course, and you know we know he's capable of it. It seems to be one of these competitions where, dare I say, sometimes even though you might look very strong on paper, it's just not your day.
When I said,
obviously coming from me and my own team's performance so far.
We'll talk about that in a second.
No, we won't.
When I said about the nappy factor, I mean, and he's not short of a few quid. I mean, there'll be plenty of people around the world at the moment expecting babies, worried about how they're going to pay the gas bill and buy the cot, etc. I don't think Virat's got necessarily those kind of issues on his mind, does he?
No. Well, his wife's a good actress too, isn't she? So, neither of them are short of a bob or two.
Yeah, she's not too far behind him. She's probably ahead of him, actually. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how the Kohli finances pan out. We'll maybe do that in another show if we can get him on. If Virat, if you want to phone in and give us your bank balance, then you feel free to do so. Abhishek, looking at the Delhi Capitals, I really like them in this tournament. Whether they can actually keep it going all the way through is another story, but you look at their batting order as well. Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Stoinis coming in with the firepower. Then you got Hetmeyer coming in, and I said on our WhatsApp group, he's only got one shot, which is the hoik across mid-wicket, but the bowlers seem to bowl that to him all the time to set him up for it, and he always seems to get a quick fire 10 or 15 at the end of the innings. They've got everything, I think, Delhi Capitals. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see them go all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Delhi Capitals have one of the strongest squads, and I see that they have basically got that basis covered, which I personally believe that the successful IPL sides have. So if you see the Chennai Super Kings of the start, the Mumbai Indians of the middle 2010s, and the DC of now, they generally have that core Indian batting lineup, and they have the foreign imports doing the bulk of the death over bowling and the finishing. I think that's where the old CSK and the present MI are very good at, and the DC have followed the same template. You will see that their core Indian batting starter is very, very strong. Then Stoinis comes in and the two South African pacers who are doing the bulk of the job. You will see that one of their premier spinners, Amit Mishra, unfortunately he got an injury and went out. So the replacement Ashwin came in and he was really, really effective. So they even have that backups going on. And like you said, I pencil them straight away that they will probably finish in the top two. I don't know who that first team will be, but I know that DC will be one of the top two. And I believe they can definitely end that 12-13 year wait of title.
Moonrise is a sports engagement website to allow sports fans to learn from the very best. Get a personal video message recorded for a fan's special occasion. Have a professional cricketer as your next coach by getting video feedback or having a 30-minute conversation with some of the world's best players. Players such as Jimmy Neesham, Colin Munro, Tammy Beaumont, Danny Wyatt, Monty Panesar. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Claire and Abhishek, it's time to pick our Moonrise moment of the match. We've been watching Delhi taking on RCB. It could be somebody from the losing side. It could be somebody from the winning side. It could be just something silly that you saw today that you just thought, that's a fantastic moment of this IPL. Abhishek, we'll start with you. What would you say would be your Moonrise cricket.co.uk moment of the match?
Well, I would personally believe that beamer that Nadeep Semi sent down the throat of the Marcus Stoinis for the moment of the game. I believe it probably get him more raring to go. And the next 6 to 7 overs after that 14 overs, they were absolutely bloodshed from the RCB bowlers. I believe had that thing not happened, probably Chahal would have gotten one additional over, which I probably believe would have generated an extra wicket. I believe RCB missed the trick there. After that, the way Stoinis started to bat and aided by punts, there was no chance that probably he could move to a spinner, because there was a chance that he would probably get hit 3 or 4 sixes in the innings. And I believe that is the moment that probably changed, because at that time it was looking 160 to 180 type of score. And when 196 was there, barring an ABD or a Virat Kohli special, game was more or less lost to them.
Claire, what about you? What would be your Moonrise cricket.co.uk moment of the match today?
Well, much as I might blow your chances of getting Virat on the show, I think that ball from Rabada and him just under-edging it back to the keeper, it was kind of a really defining moment. Brilliant bowling. And yeah, he got the man. That was my moment.
He keeps phoning me up to ask me to come on this daily podcast, but I've got some really good fans on here. Why do I need Virat Kohli? Yeah. I think mine would be, I think I'd like both of yours as well, and I do think that beamer did stir Stoinis up a little bit and got him angry. I don't think he saw the bowler actually apologise, and I think that stirred him up even more. I can't split the two South Africans. I think Rabada today, I just love watching him bowl, and I think my moment actually was when he'd picked up his 4th wicket, he'd finished his 4th over, and he was walking away down to 3rd man or wherever he was feeling. A massive smile on his face. His teammates were coming up and slapping him on the back. It was a man that knew he'd had a good day at work, and he was walking down there with a big smile on his face. So Kahisa Rabada for me with the big cheesy grin, I think would be my moments of the match. But I think, Abhishek, I'm going to go with you today. We're going to go with that beamer that Marcus Stoinis fended off, and it did rile him, and I think you're right. It stirred him up and probably added 20 runs to their total. So we'll go with that. The beamer against Stoinis is our Moonrise cricket.co.uk moment of the match. Want to get your game the very best it can be? The future of coaching. Talk to a pro. 30-minute video conversation. Video analysis from players at the top of their game. Video shout-outs. Get a personalised message from a pro. Great for birthdays, congratulations messages, a prank, or a simple hello. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Let's look ahead to tomorrow, because we've got, well, they come thick and fast. They come every day, don't they? And sometimes twice a day, these IPL games. And tomorrow we've got another corker. It's Mumbai Indians against the Rajasthan Royals in Abu Dhabi. Mumbai just deposed at the top of the table this evening by Delhi Capitals, but they're right up there. Rajasthan Royals have played 4, won 2 and lost 2 as well, but still very much in contention. Look, everybody's in contention, aren't they? It's that close this time. Abhishek, we'll start with you. How do you see this one going? Mumbai have been looking increasingly strong, but you can't write off Rajasthan, can you?
Yeah, I believe yes. Tomorrow's game will be extraordinarily brilliant. I believe Mumbai Indians are on a rise and they are always a very, very good team to play in IPL. I believe where the Rajasthan Royals have faltered is that they have not executed the good things right. In the last two games, I do not believe that it was something particular about their opponents that probably led them to a defeat. I believe they made some small mistakes. But I believe that their batsmen have made the mistakes, especially Smith, who is a floater, right? And you can see uncharacteristically he's trying to hit from ball one. So I believe there are small things that their top order did wrong, which probably went against them in the top two. Yeah, Mumbai will be a very, very big opponent, a very strong opponent. But I believe that Rajasthan Royals will be back to their best. And tomorrow, I personally expect that Rajasthan will just scrape through and they'll be back to the winning way. Also, the team should will be buoyed with Ben Stokes set to join them before the Sunrisers game.
Claire, I know Mumbai are your second favourite side, officially anyway, in terms of our podcast. It's interesting, actually, looking back through the history of these two. These are two of the original sides, aren't they, if you go right back to the start of the IPL. And the head-to-head meetings, before I looked this up, I thought Mumbai would have the advantage in the head-to-heads, but it's actually 11-all from their 22 meetings so far, which surprises me. Would that surprise you?
It does surprise me, yeah. It really does surprise me. I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit biased. But like you said, Mumbai are my second favourite team in this comp this year. But I just think, momentum-wise, it's kind of with Mumbai. And maybe if we can't split the teams, we look at those 2 losses for Rajasthan, whereas Mumbai are on a bit of a high. So I'll give it to them.
James Buttler, we know him very well in England, a very, very fine white ball player. He hasn't quite got going. He's made 47 runs from the 3 innings so far, Claire, but he's too good to be kept quiet throughout the entire IPL, isn't he? And you wonder at some stage he's just suddenly going to explode onto this tournament. Tomorrow might be that day.
Yeah, tomorrow could be the day. Any day could be the day with Butler. It's kind of, all or nothing. Well, not nothing, but, quite often. Either he gets out early or he can just unleash his talent and really smash it all over. So again, it's which team turns up on the day, which I guess is what I really love about the competition, that nobody's ever down and out. There's always hope. So really good one tomorrow. Might see if I can work from home tomorrow afternoon. Don't tell the boss.
BodylineTShirts.com. Browse the finest collection of cricketing t-shirts on the web. Hundreds of original cricket designs for cricket players and fans alike, featuring everyone and everything from Larwood to Leach and Cow Corner to Chin Music at BodylineTShirts.com. And you can get 10% off your first order using the code BADGER at checkout. BodylineTShirts.com. T-shirts for the discerning cricket fan. You say there's always hope. Have you lost hope in Kings XI just yet? They've played 5 and lost 4 of them, but that doesn't necessarily tell the tale of the tape, does it? But the last couple of performances haven't been the best, have they?
Yeah, I knew we were going to get around to this. But yesterday's match, I stayed well away. I thought I've supported them. I've watched every ball so far, and that hasn't worked. So today I'm going to stay away and just hope that, they can do it without me. It seemed actually yesterday was probably their biggest loss, so I'll have to go back to watching every ball again.
You bought the shirt and you bought the cap. Have you not put that on eBay just yet?
No, I will never put that on eBay. I will always treasure it and I always back my team. Yeah, I will be wearing it again this week. I promise you that. Time for the big guy to make an appearance.
Big question, because I've seen that a lot on Twitter today saying... Yeah, from Kings XI fans saying, we're losing, we're not playing that well. And Chris Gale, who scored the most runs for us last year, is sitting on the balcony. What's that all about?
Well, I really don't know. So I don't know if there's something going on that we don't know about, or they're just waiting to unleash his talent, or what. I don't know. I don't think yet, at this stage, any team's down and out. So I'm still holding out some hope.
Abhishek, I do a betting column in the UK and I've tipped Suryakumar Yadav to be the top scorer for Mumbai tomorrow. But it's a hard one to pick that market because Mumbai have got some serious batting power. Rohit Sharma's scoring runs for them. They've got plenty of others as well. But Yadav's somebody I like the look of, Sky. I think he's a really good talent. And I think he's looked quite good in this tournament without actually posting a big score just yet.
Yadav is one of the best talents that have produced. If you see the shots that he plays, they are one of the most best composed, calm and poised shots. Unfortunately, he got run-outs 2 times in the 4 matches that he has played, but I believe that he's penciled into convert one of that starts into a big one. In the last match also, if you will see, he played, we could not say a very bad shot. It was just unfortunate that he got caught out. So yeah, I believe Suryakumar is tipped for a big one. He was a very, very good player for his last franchise, KKR, and I think he has been a very good asset for the Mumbai Indians also.
Last question of the podcast for you, Abhishek, as well. Jofra Archer, he's been bowling really quickly. He's been bowling really accurately. He's taken 4 wickets at just over 6 and over. But where are the other bowlers for Rajasthan? I think this is their major trouble. They've got Tuatia, who's got 4 wickets, Tom Curran 3, but all of them have got economy rates of over 9, and they need somebody else to accompany Jofra Archer in that attack, otherwise they're always going to concede runs, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I believe the only other bowler that I'll probably believe that has been definitely not to a Jofra Archer level, but to a decent level is probably Shreyas Gopal. He's bowled good balls. I think the one that I would be a bit disappointed is Tom Curran. I expect him to raise his game a bit. He generally bowls in the power plays, and I expect a bowler who is bowling into the 16 to 20 over to probably have more than 3 or 4 wickets to his name. So I believe Tom Curran, with his very high economy rate and the lack of wickets, is probably hurting a bit to the Royals. And tomorrow I'm hoping that probably he will help Jofra Archer a bit, because otherwise it's like what many teams do generally, that what was observed with Jasprit Bumrah and Lasith Malinga, is that they tend to play Jofra Archer out. So that probably negates his wicket-taking ability, because they believe that probably if we take only 5, 6 or 7 runs in this over, we can probably hit the other one for 11 to 12 runs. So I think Tom Curran is someone that I'm hoping that he will probably step up his game.
Clare, Sanderson, Abhishek Bohare, thank you very much indeed for joining me today.
Cheers, James. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, Abhishek.
Yes, Claire.
And thank you everybody for listening. Whoever you're supporting, get behind your sides. Tomorrow just serves up another cracker in what has been a superb IPL so far. Mumbai Indians against Rajasthan Royals. We'll be back to talk about that and then look ahead when you rejoin us on the Cricket Badger IPL Daily Podcast. Same time tomorrow.
Thanks for listening. Join us every day throughout IPL 2020. Follow us on Twitter at cricket_badger. Join in the fun. We'll see you again tomorrow.
The available AKG 36 speaker sound system in the Cadillac Escalade provides 360-degree sound, not just here or here, but everywhere. The 2021 Cadillac Escalade. Never stop arriving.